Hare Krishna. So, thank you all. So, today we will read shloka number 2 from chapter 1, which is called Sainya Darshan, or observing the armies on the battlefield. So, all can unmute and we can try to chant the shloka. Those who want to chant, they can. Once we will chant together, and then once they can chant afterwards. Sanjaya Uvacha
Sanjaya Uvacha
Društva tu Pandavanikam
Drishtva tu Pandavanikam
Yudham Duryodhanastada
Vyudham Duryodhanastada
Acharyam Upasangamya
Acharyam Upasangasya
Raja Vachanam Abravit.
Raja Vachanam Abravit.
Right? If someone wants to try, they can please chant. Sanjaya Uvacha Društva tu Pandavanikam Yudham Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit.
Sanjay उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसंगम्य राजा वचनं ब्रवीत्.
Anyone else? You can try even if it's we can't make mistakes, so no problem. But this is sloka, is Sanskrit, so please try.
दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानेकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यम् उपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनम् अब्रवीत्।
Thank you. So let us read a translation and purport. Sanjay said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by son of Pandu, King Duryodhan went to his teacher and spoke the following words. Purport. Dhritarashtra was blind from birth. Unfortunately, he was also bereft of spiritual vision. He knew very well that his sons were equally blind in the matter of religion, and he was sure that they could never reach an understanding with the Pandavas, who were all pious since birth. Still, he was doubtful about the influence of place of pilgrimage, and Sanjay could understand his motive in asking about the situation on the battlefield. Sanjay wanted, therefore, to encourage the despondent king and thus assured him that his sons were not going to make any sort of compromise under the influence of the holy place. Sanjay therefore informed the king that his son Duryodhan, after seeing military force of Pandavas, at once went to Commander-in-Chief Dronacharya to inform him of the real position. Although Duryodhan is mentioned as king, he still had to go to the commander on account of seriousness of the situation. He was therefore quite fit to be a politician, but Duryodhana's diplomat Vener could not disguise the fear he felt when he saw the military arrangement of Pandava. So this sloka is very helpful to us practically also. Okay, so before starting something on this, I think now it's yesterday was Ganesh Chaturthi, and several devotees have Ganesh at their house for 5 days or 10 days or 1.5 day, and they pray for to Ganesh for removing the obstacles in their path. So, uh, there is one shloka in Brahma Samhita. So, Brahma Samhita is spoken by Brahma addressing Govindam or Govinda, Vishnu or Krishna as Adi Purusha. And this shloka is from Brahma Samhita 550. So it mentions about Brahma mentions about Lord Ganesha. So I just thought we can just read the shloka and also the translation. यत्पादपल्लवयुगं विनिदाय कुम्भ द्वन्द्वे प्रणामसमये स गणाधिराज विघ्नं विहन्तुम् अलमस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. So here the word is Ganadhiraj, which is Ganesh or Ganpati. Right? So I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, whose lotus feet are always held by Ganesh upon the pair of tumuli protruding from his elephant head in order to obtain power for his function of destroying all obstacles on the path on the path of progress of these three worlds. So we all know that before doing any other puja or anything, we always worship Ganesha, right? And so Ganesha is has the main duty or work to remove the obstacles. In the purport Prabhupada says, like, to remove the obstacles from the worship or from any prosperity or activity. That's why Ganesha is among the five gods which we say Panchopasana. So worship of the five gods, which includes Ganesha also. These five are actually Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Sun God, and Ganesh. So these five grahastha is mentioned in that grahastha should worship these every day. So Ganesha, it's mentioned here that he is always in association with Govinda, and he is also in association with Narsingadev directly, and he receives the power to destroy these obstacles from um, the Supreme Lord. So we have to pray Ganesha in such a way that he removes the obstacles in our spiritual progress and spiritual path, and provides us ample opportunities so that we can serve the Supreme Lord and the devotees of the Supreme Lord. So that's one of the way of worshipping Ganesha. And I just thought like it will be helpful for everyone if they know that there is the Brahma Samhita also it is mentioned about Ganesha. So coming back to this shloka, today's shloka. So yeah, last yesterday, like first shloka, Dhritarashtra has asked Sanjay, okay, what happened when the sons of Pandu and my sons they are on the battlefield? What did they do? Kim kurvata Sanjaya? What did they do? What happened there? So this question is what happened or what did they do is a very open question, right? It depends on how the person who has been asked he answers the question. So some questions are very straightforward, like if there is a match game going on, then the question will be who win the match. Okay, so then somebody will say, okay, team A win the match or team B lose the match. So the answer is very simple, straightforward. Right? It's a closed question, but there are open questions. One may ask, oh, there was one match or game. What happened? So then when there is this what happened type of question, then anybody can explain it in different ways, right? Someone can explain in very detail, someone can explain in short, or someone can give more details about each phase and what was the turning point. So it depends on the person who answers. So here Sanjay hai Dhritarashtra asked Sanjay, Kim Kurvata, what happened? What did they do? So here, Sanjay is very intelligently answering the question. So now he says, Društva tu Pandava Nikam. So Duryodhan, he has first answered the status of Duryodhan. what Duryodhan did. So Duryodhan saw how the Pandavas' army was arranged, and then he went to his Acharya and talked with him. Right. So here he mentioned about the Duryodhan first. So so here Sanjay's cleverness is understood because Sanjay is associating with Duryodhan for a long time. He knows how Duryodhan thinks, what what his intentions are, what he wants to hear. So when he answers, he knows that Sanjay is worried about his sons because he knows this is a dharma kshetra and my son Duryodhan and his brothers, they are against the dharma, they are working against the dharma. So he is already worried about their victory and what they will do. And he also thought that because of the uh, power of this place like dharma kshetra, maybe they will cancel fighting and they will say, okay, you win and we will give you all the kingdom. But Sanjay knows that Dhritarashtra worries about his sons and he mostly worried about or attached to his elder son who is Duryodhan. Right. So first he is answering about Duryodhan. So this is the cleverness of person who is answering. So Sanjay is answering directly to the point in which Duryodhan is interested. That is, Dhritarashtra is interested. That is his eldest son, Duryodhan. Then the second line is Acharyam Upasangamya. So here he is addressed as Raja, right? Because Dhritarashtra is not fighting, is not on the battlefield. So though Duryodhan is prince, he is acting as a Raja. And he went to his Acharya, who is Dronacharya. He went to Dronacharya and said something. What he said, that we'll say tomorrow. But he went to Acharya, who is the commander, right? So Bhishma was commander for first 11 days of the war, total 18 days. So um, he went to Dronacharya. Why he went to Dronacharya, that is also very interesting and important. That will come in tomorrow's uh, shloka. But here he is saying, Društva tu Pandavanikam Yudham. So, how the Pandavas' army is arranged, he saw that and then he went to Dronacharya. So, there is some relationship between this arrangement of the army done by Pandav and Acharya or Dronacharya. So that will become clear in tomorrow's verse. But that what practically we can do, what practically we can understand from this verse, that whenever we are receives one question, if we know that person, then we should, before answering the question from our point of view, it is very important to think the question and who has asked the question. And if you know that person, then you should know what his interest will be, and then you answer the question. So this is the smartness or intelligence in answering the questions when the people you know ask you something. So generally we answer the questions from our point of view, what we think, and that does not always suits the situation, and then there are conflicts, right? So here Sanjay is answering very cleverly. He knows Dhritarashtra loves Duryodhan, so he's telling about Duryodhan. So this way in Bhagavad Gita, each shloka and each words are practically useful for us in our day-to-day life, how we can improve our dealings with people, or how we can improve our overall life status and peacefulness. So we can easily use this technique wherever possible. If you remember, please try to use this, the question and why the person is asking the question. That also helps to give the correct answer to satisfy that person. So here, he went to Dronacharya uh, and now spoke the following words. So, what Duryodhan speaks and what is that relationship, that is that we will see in the tomorrow's shloka. So today we saw that how to answer the question and why Sanjay is a good narrator, or why he was Vyasdev has given him this power to see the things. And also Duryodhan is very clever, because he also used to follow the dharma and shastra, and he also knew what is correct at what time. Okay, so from that angle, he was also a pious person and he knew the shastra and dharma. So he went to Dronacharya with some reason and some intention. So that we will see tomorrow. So if any points or any realizations or anything that you want to share that aligns with today's shloka, or any question that we can try to answer, then please feel free to ask or share. And it can be any question. It's not compulsory that it can be related to this shloka. So,
Prabhuji, thank you for sharing that Ganesha referred in Brahma Samhita. I think that's it's a very good information
yeah,
to know. I mean, like, I never know that it's referred in Brahma Samhita also. Thank you very much for sharing that information. I mean, this is out of the context, but given that festivals,
right.
Ganesh, yeah. Thank you.
Which is important.
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay, yes.
Thank you so much. I really like the point you said, that how we should answer the questions.
Hmm.
Like when most of the time we try to give our viewpoint, but so Sanjay, you explained very nicely like how we should answer the questions and anyone's questions.
Yeah, it's very important, because we are here to satisfy the next person, not satisfy our own desires always.
Yes. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, dhanyawad.
Thank you very much. So thank you very much for joining. Please take care and have a nice festival of Ganesh for next 10 days. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.